Dateline Polk with news about your local county government. I'm your host, Lea Ann Thomas. Today you'll learn about County Commissioners' actions from the November 20th meeting. The Board of County Commissioners kicked off its organizational meeting with an investiture ceremony for newly elected commissioners George Lindsay and John Hall. County Attorney Michael Craig administered the oath of office for George Lindsay, who now serves as District 1 Commissioner. State Attorney Jerry Hill administered the oath of office for District 5 Commissioner John Hall. And Judge Keith Spoto administered the oath of office for District 3 Commissioner Edwin Smith, who was re-elected for a second term. With a unanimous vote, the board elected Commissioner Melanie Bell to serve as board chair and Commissioner Todd Dantzler to serve as vice chair. Commissioners also approved a resolution authorizing banks to honor and cash warrants signed by the new chairperson and clerk. A new community park is coming to the Point Siena area, and construction will begin in early December. The board awarded the bid to Rada Construction for an amount of approximately $3.2 million with a $75,000 allowance. Jeff Spence with Parks and Natural Resources presented the park plans to the board.
The Board of County Commissioners just approved a contract with Rada Construction Incorporated of Lakeland to build the first phase of the Point Siena Community Park. This park will include 3 multi-purpose fields for soccer and football and 2 baseball fields, along with a dog park, playground, and basketball courts. The contract was approximately $3.2 million, and we hope to have a grand opening in the summer of 2013.
Tom Deardorff, the director of the Office of Planning and Development, briefed the board on proposed regional updates to the Polk Transportation Planning Organization.
Staff gave a presentation to the board today on the proposal for the Polk Transportation Planning Organization to be part of a regional planning body with Highlands County. After every census, we review the composition of our planning body to determine whether or not the membership is still appropriate. In recent years, there's more of a emphasis on regional transportation planning, so the Florida Department of Transportation is proposing that we join with Highlands County to form a regional TPO. It's something that will be discussed in more detail at the Polk TPO board meeting on December 13th. In terms of how it affects our residents, they really wouldn't know the difference necessarily, except that maybe we could do better regional planning in the future. That may be one advantage.
The board appointed the Central Florida Development Council to work with the county attorney's office to write the new property tax exemption ordinance, with final approval to be made by the Board of County Commissioners. Polk voters passed the property tax exemption in the November general election. Commissioners approved the purchase of a 3-acre tract near Mulberry for the future site of the Fort Greene Fire Station. The purchase price is approximately $30,000.
Basically, today's item that the board considered was the purchase of a 3-acre site on Fort Greene Road. This purchase will allow us in the future to construct a new fire station in that area, which will increase the response times to the new Stream Song Resort, also to the county's new all-terrain vehicle park, along with the Bradley area. It's basically positioned so that the ISO ratings, or the service ratings, response time will be appropriate. The current purchase is $30,000. That purchase was approved, and we will be closing this transaction with the Sharps, who are the current owner of the property, and allow the county to move forward with the future plans of the construction of the fire station there.
Board members granted the Polk County Sheriff's Office authority to spend approximately $12 million of additional and special revenue it received during the fiscal year 2011-2012. This revenue came from outside sources, fee collections, unspent funds from the previous year's budget, and previously approved reserved funds that were used for budget stabilization to cover renovations and project expenses. The board also approved the sheriff's request to transfer approximately $2.7 million within its budget for bookkeeping purposes only. The transfer will allow the Sheriff's Office to meet its operating needs and still return the amount anticipated by the County Budget and Procurement Division. The board approved an agreement between the Tourism and Sports Marketing Division and Spring Break Sports to be the official host of the 2013 Spring Break Sports event. Marc Zimmerman with Polk County Tourism and Sports Marketing has the details.
The agenda item that the board approved today was an agreement with a company called Spring Break Sports that we've been working with for several years on developing a lacrosse spring training program for colleges and high schools. What this allows is us to continue to work with them to bring lacrosse teams to our county during the springtime. Allows them to come in and train. We'll be using the county's Northeast Regional Park, a new park that the county built, which is a great facility, and it's very exciting. We're hoping to bring these teams in, have them stay in our accommodations, eat in our restaurants, ultimately bring money into our community and continue to make our place a better place to live.
In regular board action, commissioners approved the minutes from the board meeting on November 6th. They also approved the consent agenda as well as disbursements from the county comptroller. The Polk County Clerk of the Circuit Court returned $1.1 million of unspent funds from fiscal year 2011-2012 and requested the Board of County Commissioners to release $325,000 of the unspent funds for 3 projects. Board members approved the clerk's request. The first project is an imaging system that will better archive monetary transactions, and the second project is an update to the clerk's accounts receivable system. These 2 projects total $250,000. The third project is for needed updates to the jury room at the 10th Judicial Circuit Courthouse. Updates will include new carpet, seating, and paint for a total of $75,000. Commissioners approved for the county comptroller to refinance previously issued utility system revenue bonds. Interest rates are at a 50-year low, and refinancing was deemed to be economically advantageous for the county. The board also granted the county comptroller the authority to execute any documents and actions required to complete the process. Board members proclaimed November as Hospice and Palliative Care Awareness Month. Ken Menefee with Good Shepherd Hospice accepted the proclamation.
Okay, the proclamation recognized November as Hospice and Palliative Care Month throughout Polk County. We want the residents of Polk County to understand that hospice and palliative care is an option for families that are going through the most difficult time of their lives, looking at the end-of-life care for loved ones.
Commissioners made 2 appointments to community lay boards. The board reappointed Jim Studial to the Hardin Parkway Community Redevelopment Agency Board and Sheila Rios to the Community Relations Advisory Council. During the public hearing, board members approved an applicant-initiated request for a brownfield designation on approximately 200 acres near Mulberry. KC Industries requested the designation as it intends to rehabilitate the area in order to contribute to economic productivity. Commissioners adopted a resolution and budget transfer for the Polk Commerce Center Community Redevelopment Agency to move unanticipated loan proceeds into the fiscal year 2011-2012 budget. The proceeds equal approximately $35,000. In 2010, the Board of County Commissioners approved a loan of $100,000 to the CRA for the sole purpose of covering legal defense costs. The $35,000 will be transferred to the CRA's operating account to pay final, legal, and other overhead expenses. Acting as the Polk Commerce Center CRA, board members approved meeting minutes from May 1st. The board then approved the amended budget for fiscal year 2011-2012 and the budget for fiscal year 2012-2013. R.J. Walters, Communications Specialist for the Transportation Planning Organization, joins us with an update on transportation projects in Polk County.
If Polk County road construction projects were family members, there wouldn't be enough room at the Thanksgiving table for all of them. While all are equally important with their own distinct characteristics, I will update you on some of the current projects you're likely to encounter on your way to the relative's house or shopping outlet this holiday season. State Road 60 in Central Polk is in the midst of many a makeover. On Van Fleet Drive, from west of US 98 to west of US 17, additional lanes are being added and the intersection is going from asphalt to concrete, while a number of additional complete street features are being added, such as sidewalks, signing, and drainage improvements. Travelers should be on the lookout for changing travel lanes and turn lanes. There are currently barrier walls set up along SR 60 from Walmart to US 98 and southbound from Manor Drive along US 98 to SR 60. While access remains to local businesses, the entrance to the Fort Fraser Trail along eastbound SR 60 remains closed. The project is anticipated to be ongoing until the fall of 2013. Continuing along SR 60, a 4.1-mile section from east of Allen Loop Road to west of Peace Creek is getting overhauled with resurfacing, new signals, guardrails, and more. There will be intermittent lane closures throughout the day, and that is anticipated to last at least 4 weeks. Even further east on SR 60, from Peace Creek to US 27, 4.7 miles of road are getting updated. Some of the work includes concrete approaches for existing bridges and CSX and Florida Midland Railroad crossing, bridge and guardrails, and new sidewalks. Currently, all eastbound traffic from approximately 1,600 feet west of the Midland Railroad crossing is being shifted to the inside westbound lane. Eastbound traffic will then shift back to the eastbound lane approximately 1,600 feet east of the Midland Railroad crossing. This temporary traffic configuration is expected to last for approximately 3 weeks. Another constant parade of orange barrels is US 98 from Lakeland to Bartow, as the major arterial road gets expanded from 4 lanes to 6. From south of Manor Drive to north of County Road 540A, and from Manor Drive to Old Bartow or Eagle Lake Road, there are currently temporary lane closures both directions from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Similar closures are expected between 8:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. on US 98 from Brook Street to Edgewood Drive in Lakeland. Flagmen will be in place to direct traffic, and this portion of the project is anticipated to last roughly a week. For a complete blueprint of the ongoing and future construction on US 98, you can check out idriveus98.com. In the midst of that seismic shift, the county is funding the creation of the Bartow Northern Connector from US 17 to US 98 between Crossover Road and State Road 60. The improvements on US 17 include right and left turn lane construction and installation of a signal. Intermittent lane closures are currently expected on US 17 from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. on the inside northbound lane and alternating between the inside and outside southbound lanes. The project is slated to be completed before winter. Along US 98 is the Polk Parkway, and on the Parkway, North Frontage Road between Caribbean Circle and Underpass Road, the eastbound lane will be closed through November 30th for some permit work. A road improvement project on US 27 from north of Ritchie Road to south of Berry Road, there will continue to be traffic shifts for the foreseeable future on southbound and northbound US 27, as well as Waverly Barn Road and Dunson Road. The project is expected to be complete by the fall of 2014, and the scope includes expanding the road from a 4 to 6 lane highway and paved bike lanes and sound barrier walls. On Lakeland's north side, motorists near Lakeland Regional Medical Center and Joker Marchant Stadium should expect intermittent daytime and nighttime lane closures until early next year. Road improvements and widening are aiming to make the area safer and more friendly for motorists and pedestrians alike. While the dust settles and the pavement dries on these projects, the Florida Department of Transportation recently announced a new project scheduled to commence in late March 2013. The project consists of improving the rail crossing at North Florida Avenue by reconstructing the existing rail crossing approaches, improving the rail crossing to current standards, improving the Citrus Connection bus terminal entrance, and enhancing the public's experience on the highly traveled road. The construction is anticipated to last approximately 1 month, weather permitting. North Florida Avenue will be closed to traffic and pedestrians during the construction, but local businesses will remain accessible. If keeping up with future road and transportation development is your thing, well, then jot down November 27th on your schedule. The next TPO Citizens Advisory Committee meeting will be webcast live online at polk-county.net/ICAST beginning at 6 p.m. Online participants are able to ask questions to TPO staff and follow along with live video and audio. For those who prefer to attend in person, the meeting will be held in room 413 of the Neal Cumbie Administrative Building, located in Bartow at 330 West Church Street. Some of the topics that will be discussed include future transportation projects of regional interest and the potential creation of a regional TPO that would include Polk County and the newly defined Sebring-Avon Park urbanized area. For information and updates on the plan that moves Polk, I'm RJ Walters.
To keep current with programs in progress in the county, visit us online at polk-county.net or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We also encourage you to join us at the next scheduled board meeting at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, December 4th. Thank you for watching this edition of Dateline Polk.